YTBC, this is your boy, Coach Shelton Harrison. You're live on the Coach Shelton Harrison TV show, live. And I'm going to tell you something, guys. I'm going to tell you something right now. I'm giving something. I'm going to give it to everybody in this video, and that's just the way that is. Listen, man, let's go ahead and talk about this fight, man. You know what? I thought for the first 8 rounds, I felt like Tim Bradley really dictated this fight. And I probably was giving it 7-1 for Tim Bradley for the first 8 rounds. Because in round 8, Tim Bradley just went to work, man. And he was pretty much, man, he had Manny Pacquiao on the ropes. And he stunned Manny Pacquiao. Manny was trying to, avoid all that damage, man. And it was an offensive onslaught by Tim Bradley. Manny, to me, didn't really throw a lot of punches in this fight, man. But, I think this version of Manny Pacquiao was actually, being a good boxer, man. And I was like, man, okay, Manny Pacquiao can actually really, he can box. But I gave the first maybe 7 rounds to Tim. Well, 7 out of the first 8 rounds I gave him to Tim Bradley because Tim Bradley clearly outboxed him, clearly out pinpointed him, and he was clearly the more clean, effective puncher, I thought. And I thought round 8 by far was Tim Bradley's best round. Now we get to round 9, and I tried to tell y'all, anybody that's got a Boys to Men BBD popsicle ass part in their head like Tony Weeks, like this clown. I tried to tell y'all. I said, look, anybody like that, you should have known when you saw Tony Weeks, you knew Tony Weeks was going to F up something in this fight. You knew he was. People, that's just the way that is, okay? I should have known. I should have known. And then when I saw him, I was waiting on his intro music. Boys to Men, BBD, do-do-do. I should have waited on the Tony Weeks intro music, man. I mean, good grief, man. Tony Weeks... I didn't see Tim Bradley get knocked down the first time. I don't think that was a knockdown. I honestly thought Bradley slipped. But your boy Tony Weeks decided to count that as a knockdown, okay? That's just my opinion, okay? It's my opinion. I thought it was more of a slip, because the punch actually hit the side of the glove, man. And I'm thinking, man, come on. It wasn't even the punch wasn't even hard enough to knock somebody down. But now I did see Manny Pacquiao set that up with a previous left hand. And maybe Tim Bradley could have been, a little bit staggered by the first left hand. And maybe the punch, man, I don't know. But I saw the punch that supposedly knocked Tim Bradley down. Man, it hit him on the glove, and he slipped. I saw him slip, okay? And I was like, okay, man, okay, well, Manny Pacquiao won that round, won round 9. And then, he dropped him again. Now, the second knockdown, the second knockdown was legit, okay? And, he had Tim Bradley doing a somersault, and I don't know, man. Yeah, that was a hell of a somersault. But he caught Tim Bradley clean, man. And it's like Manny Pacquiao kept slipping in these quick left hooks, man, on the inside. Tim Bradley couldn't see him coming, man. They were real quick. I mean, lightning fast. At 37, man, Manny Pacquiao still got hand speed, man. His hand speed, that's one thing that hadn't diminished. Now, Manny Pacquiao mobility kind of, you can tell it's not the same as it used to be. But the dude with hand speed, I mean, he was catching Tim Bradley, man. And I'm sitting there like, man, how the heck do you see that, man? How do you see that coming? Like, how do you prepare for something, a punch that fast? But the second knockdown to me was legit. And after that, I said, you know what? They ain't going to give Tim Bradley no decision. And I felt like, after that, man, the championship rounds, round 10, 11, and even 12, I thought Tim Bradley decisively won those rounds. I thought he did. But I knew that Tim Bradley, after 2 knockdowns, honestly, in any fight, it's going to be hard for you to get a decision, man. It's going to be real hard. And I knew Tim Bradley wasn't getting no decision. He went after 2 knockdowns, no. Now, let me talk about these people. And I'm going to talk about these commentators, man. And, I'm going to talk about the commentators. Let's talk about Colonel Porkchop Bob Sheridan. Bob Sheridan, fat ass, make me sick. You know what? I wish I could just say, here, Bob, here's a pork chop. Here, I'm going to throw that pork chop, and I bet you Bob Sheridan will go chase that pork chop. Because somebody need to get him out of the announcing booth. He worse than Jim Lampley. He worse than Larry. Man, Bob Pork Chop Sheridan, they make me sick. I can't stand that dude. Because every little thing Pacquiao did, oh, yeah, man. Oh, yeah, Manny's a superior fighter over Tim Bradley. Manny's this, Manny's that. I'm like, man, even in the first 8 rounds, you can tell, man, they were sitting there trying to figure out how to give how to prop up Manny Pacquiao. It's like, man, Dave was on Manny Pacquiao ball sack the whole night. And then you had that hermaphrodite. What's her name? Katie. I don't even know the woman, man. She's like a hermaphrodite. She was out there and she was doing the same thing Pork Chop was. I don't know. I think she gave Pork Chop a slab of I think she gave him some chicken gumbo. She put it down in front of his face. And I think they were both eating pork chop chicken gumbo the whole night because these two couldn't call the fight. And I don't know who that other inchworm was. It was another inchworm announcer out there. I don't know who he was. He was just sitting back, man. The praise for Manny Pacquiao, it's killing me, man. They know, and even rounds that Tim Bradley clearly won, they sitting there talking about Manny Pacquiao won those rounds. What the hell? I'm like, what is this, man? What kind of announcing is this? You got Porky Pig, you got a hermaphrodite, and then you got an inchworm all on the same panel praising the same fighter over and over and over. I wanted to go over there and say, hey, Pork Chop. Hey, Pork Chop. Why don't you get a job at Golden Corral, Pork Chop? I wanted to say, hermaphrodite. Hey, let's go to the gay and lesbian community. Okay, because they don't like Manny Pacquiao. Why do you? And I wanted to say, inchworm, go crawl back on a tree where you came from because you are a terrible announcer. These three have had to be the worst commentators on God's green earth. Are you kidding me? Man, come on. But I ain't going to take nothing away from Manny Pacquiao. Because if you knock a dude down 2 times, you knock him down. You just going to win the fight. That's just how it is. I picked Manny Pacquiao to win the fight initially anyway, okay? And my prediction was, I didn't say by stoppage, but I did say that Manny Pacquiao would win a decision against Tim Bradley. And there's no way that Tim Bradley would ever win a decision against Manny Pacquiao. Even if those 2 knockdowns wouldn't occur, and even though Tim Bradley, to me, before the knockdowns and after the knockdowns, he was clearly, in my opinion, he was clearly dictating the fight, and he was winning rounds, but I knew he wasn't going to win a decision against Manny Pacquiao. People, that's just how that is, okay? But Manny Pacquiao, definitely, I don't think he slowed down a little bit, but his hand speed, I just don't know, man. I don't know if Tim Bradley could have did it. Honestly, how do you see them quick left hands come in? How you see that, man? Because he threw them so fast, man, even on the slow motion replay, them left hands was quick, man. They were real quick, and Bradley was just like, what the heck? He looking like, man, I ain't see that. I ain't see him coming. He didn't. People, that's just how that is. Okay, Bradley didn't see him coming, and, I'm going to give Manny Pacquiao his props, man. He went, well, I don't know if this is his last fight, but, he went out how he wanted to go out. It can't be a controversy because, like I said before, usually, man, a guy that gets 2 knockdowns, Tim Bradley knew he had to knock Manny Pacquiao out to win this fight, and, that wasn't going to happen either, okay? This is your boy, Coach Shelton Harrison. I'm done.